trading account look like 8 weeks from now? Would you believe me if I told you that you'll finally be consistently profitable with just an hour of work a day in less than 8 weeks? Alerts, indicators, joining Discord groups are all a symptom of a larger bleeding problem you need to solve as soon as possible.
Sick of hiring setters that barely book calls for your business? Use AI instead. We use 5 different AI-driven systems to produce high-quality leads and appointments, and saw a 139% increase in lead to pickup rate, and even doubled our lead to call rate without any human or manual intervention. And here's how you can too. Listen up, my name is Joey Western, and we have a business called Scale 13, where we use AI-driven solutions to help high-ticket coaches
Hey, Divine, what's going on? Yeah, we called it this morning. We looked at it this morning. I'm like, hey, it's gonna run. But you gotta expect it to go to about 10, 11 bucks, and it can possibly see some numbers. But if it did, then we were spot on. Did you get in? Yeah, it's heading to 10, 11 bucks. 20% day. And there it is, the break above the smooth moving average on the 15-minute. Right there. Once it broke, 921 cross, goodbye. Nvidia and Tesla having a day, huh? 230 for Tesla, Nvidia 465. Hey Shadi, what's happening? Let me take a look real quick, see what's Ape looking like. I need Ape to get back above 222. It's being rejected by the smooth moving average here on the 10-minute chart. Sell orders here, pushing it back down. It's probably going to come back down and test 211. I bought, myself personally, I bought more Ape shares at about 208, which is the mark. If you were here earlier on, that's exactly where I said the bounce would take place. It went slightly underneath there at about 205, but I purchased at 208, and now I'm sitting pretty on that little extra, couple extra Ape shares. Yeah, that Ape, that SPY run. Yeah, that SPY run was mean. It's two stocks doing it, and you could sprinkle in Meta right now. Meta is also another one. But if you look at these two, I mean, they're identical. I'm talking about Nvidia and Tesla. Same move. Down, up, and this rocket. Down, up, rocket. And both of those running together, yeah, that'll carry the market for a little while. I'm gonna hold. I'm holding my shares throughout. I'm not gonna sell them off. So that's a choice. You know, no financial advice there. It's a choice of anybody's, but I'm holding my shares. My average is way too nice, so I don't see it going below my average, so I'm along for the ride. Yeah, but definitely, Divine. Always another day, always another play. But the thing is, we gotta watch our horizons here. Opportunities left and right. Just gotta know how to catch them. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if there are any power hour plays to potentially go into. I don't know if you guys are doing calls or puts, or you're just playing straight shares. But either way, you know, it's the same concept. Yeah, Nvidia, all Nvidia needs to do is meet expectations, and then things going to 500. If they take a L, or if they lose, or if they don't meet the expectations, look out, it's coming down to like 383 and very fast. And that would be a market crash in my opinion. Nvidia is really the #1 stock right now that's holding everything together. Out Nvidia, this thing goes down quick. You see Nvidia topping out. Look out. I'll tell you, boy, these I haven't looked at TLT in a little while. I know the bond market is pretty extended right now, and as far as equities are concerned, to me it doesn't look like it should be going up right now. You know, when you take into consideration TLT, the bond market, yeah, I don't think this looks too one-sided. And right now, like I mentioned earlier, it's just a couple blue chips that are holding it up. Meta, you got Meta, you got Tesla, and you got Nvidia. You know, those are really what's leading the way right now. Not to mention you have Moderna, a couple of bigger names in the healthcare industry are also help to keep it propped up. But yeah, I mean, you got to got to keep your head on the swivel here, because there's a lot happening, and they're looking to catch a lot of people sleeping. In my opinion, that they're looking to catch some people to hold the bag on the way back down, looking for exit liquidity. So just be careful with a lot of these upside plays. You know, myself and everybody on the way up trading team, we've switched from longer style moves, and we switched over into pretty much short base hits right now. It's really not worth holding long. You know, if you made some money on those longer calls, or longer plays to the upside during the bull run we've had, you know, be mindful that it's the bull flag that we've been in, or the bull pennant we've been in, has now collapsed. So the bear trend is still the predominant trend. So, and you know, watch a lot of those upside moves, because we're just not there anymore. And we'd like it to continue to be there. It was fun when it was there. I find bull markets to be way more fun than bear markets, but we're just not there anymore. And this is a full distribution mode. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. Actually, let me go 1 hour. Get rid of some things here. This is where all the fun was, from June all the way during all the OPEX dates. All the squeezes were happening, everything was running. Nikola was up to $3 and change, and Upstart was up to 75, 80 bucks. You got Carvana 75, 80 bucks, or 60 bucks, or something like that. It was all fun up until the beginning of August, or the end of August, or end of July. Once you broke this is distribution. Once you broke this bull channel we were sitting in, everything was all put city. And you played to the upside for short periods of time, but the fun was over right here at the end of July, going into August. So anything to the upside had to be short-lived, and I don't think this is over yet. If you see, right now this moved to 440. We could potentially push to 441 possibly tomorrow. But right now, in my opinion, this is testing an underside of. This is the SPY now we're talking about. We're testing the underside of recent price action that took place back on the 16th of August. So we're testing the underside. We can possibly go a little bit higher for, you know, a sweep to the upside, but I'm still ultimately thinking to move down further to test this downside support, which is actually an uptrend from a prior time, which is all the way back to the beginning of, actually the bottom of the 2008 crash. This is the 2008 crash line. We got some more downside to go before we bounce. I'm still thinking 432 is possible, 431 in this range before we potentially start to see an uptrend. But, you know, I'm predominantly at this point short, and I'm not holding anything long until we start to see some things turn around in the market. Nvidia and Tesla can't do it all alone. We are underneath this broadening top pattern that took place way back in March. We tested it. We tested it. We broke through, and now we're testing the inside portion of it. So, in my opinion, this thing has a little bit more downside. And if it breaks 430, 431, 430, then I'd be a little afraid. Then I'd be thinking, all right, we're going much lower to 425, 420. But we'll see. How long do you think we can see AMC go for after the conversion? Well, I mean, the conversion is the first portion to me. It's really the share offering that I'm looking forward to. As crazy as that sounds, I know that there's a lot of mixed ideas behind the idea of offering shares and further diluting the stock and all of that. I see that as I see it completely opposite than what that belief is. I see it as the opportunity for AMC to pay off debt. I see it done at a higher share price, and I see it moving them closer to profitability in a quicker fashion, and then also further killing the short thesis before it could possibly turn around. I'm still seeing my price targets, as I mentioned before, if you were on the earlier stream and on the last couple of ones. I'm still looking at the end of September to the end of October to start seeing moves back toward the $20 mark, which at that time would be somewhere around the $200 mark, based upon the reverse split. So it'd be about the 200, let's say 20 bucks, just because for the sake of numbers, and from there I'd be looking to possibly hit $29 going into the end of October. But we got to go through. You have to go through this to get to that, obviously. Yeah, I mean, Roblox is another one that fell into that move, Divine, on the after the short squeezes that were taking place earlier on in June. But let's take a look at it real quick on Roblox. Roblox I've been watching. I was in and also a metaverse play called ADD. I think I mentioned it. I think you were on earlier when I was talking about it. Another one that's in the metaverse. Some opportunity there. It's gonna take a little while for it to play out, but that's why I keep a watch on Meta, just to see how things are going in that space. But as far as Roblox is concerned, let me take a look. I haven't really looked at the chart in a little while, but it's gonna take some time to play out. Obviously, some things happening in that space, but let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, Roblox is not looking great. I need Roblox is below a lot of different support levels. It would have been nice to have to hold and close above 27.26, but it's under that right now. So it's in a reverse type of pattern here. It needs to start turning around soon. I'll look further out. It's got a large upside gap to fill. This thing could keep going. My bottom target here, $24.30. So you got about another $3 to go before it starts to bounce. So yeah, it's not ready to go yet. So pay attention to the triple bottom opportunity. 24 bucks, possibly 25. But that'll be my zone of reversal to start going long, around under 24 bucks. Volume wise, you can take a look here. You see volume is increasing to the downside on the move, stair stepping up, and now is above the moving average line on a 3-day chart. So this is just bearish overall, until it's not. So I'd be looking more so, like I mentioned before, I'd be looking more so around the $24, $24.30 mark before looking to get some shares long or switch to long calls, stuff like that. Definitely hope that helps. Yeah, some more downside. And if the market continues to, if it does move toward the downside, I definitely say that's where it's going. But right now we have a little bit of a pump going on because of Nvidia earnings and Tesla looking real strong. So keep your eyes open on that. Let's see here. SPY. Trying to break above the broadening top pattern. Got sellers here on the 5-minute waiting at 441.50. Yeah, definitely a little more time for that. Give it a little more downside. I mean, you could play it short term. If you're gonna do quick calls in and out type of moves, that's cool. But if you're looking to hold it long term and just be something that you hold in your portfolio or swing some shares, you got a little more downside to go. You can play puts down to it if you want to just kind of secure your position and you want to buy lower. You can basically put some cash secured puts there, which is also a bullish sign if you actually want to own the shares. But that's where it's ultimately going. I averaged down at 208 I mentioned it earlier on. I'll go ahead and pull up my thesis right now on Ape. In the meantime, I still think there's opportunity here. And I still think there's opportunity on the arbitrage. They're trying to hold it. AMC's basically been sideways trading for the last couple of hours now, ever since coming down to that 315 range. Ape is still primed for a push up. It could happen after hours. I mean, they're going to try to hold this thing to the last minute. But it can happen at any point here. But it is, since I believe that this move, because it's taking so long, this move that I was looking for in order for us to break, hit roughly 330, 265, break above, go to 330, potentially hit somewhere around $5 and come back. I believe that is now off the table because of time. You know, like they ran the clock down, they held the ball, ran the clock down, and now this is where we are. So it's a 2-minute warning. We'll be lucky enough to get that 265, maybe 280 push, and then from there, you know, that's when the split will happen. But the funny thing about the 280 push is that's also the mark that I have for AMC of potential sweep to 280 if we don't start getting some movement really soon. But again, Ape and AMC's floats are slightly different, so it's a possibility we could just see the top today. The top for Ape today, and then the top for tomorrow, and then the bottom for AMC just around this range, being that the floats are a different size, and you know, it would actually just about equal out, being Ape, AMC being down in the low 3s and Ape being up in the high 2s. So I mean, it's as good as it's gonna get in this area, in my opinion, because I think Ape has more upside to go. It's just moving really slow. So hopefully we get 240. I'm thinking potentially 265 if we break the top of this bull channel. Just get rid of this because this is no longer valid. Just due to time. But if we can break the top of this bull channel here, which is sitting above 230, we might get this major push here that I'm looking for to get to 265 and see how it operates there. But we need to start making that move like now. But this is the channel we're sitting in. So yeah, my price targets here, 223. We did hit that today. We held above it. My last price target, which would have been price target 3, if we would have gotten there, if we broke 265 in the time frame we're allotted on this dragon pattern, we would have been at 336. And that's on the daily chart. But I don't know if we have enough time to get there. We're only a couple days away from the split, from the reverse split. And we're just gonna run out. We may just run out of time. That's going to sideways trade AMC for a little while. Nothing really happening there. SPY is looking to go ahead and push 440, 441 before the end of the day. Yeah, I think you can do it. It's just a rocket ship straight up. But that's what's going to happen when you got Nvidia and Tesla doing what they're doing today. Big names. And then you got Meta following up. So that's all you really need. Look at this. Nvidia still pushing. Sell order sitting here, and it's just slicing through them like butter. Nvidia is looking to push 270 today, 470 today. A lot of orders here looking to sell this thing off, but it's just a truck, just like plowing through everything on increasing volume. Unbelievable. Ape can't get back above 222, I'll be concerned. NVIDIA turns. There's so much money to be made on the downside. I want to catch it so bad. Yeah, a lot of people have. As you gotta be careful with it. There's a lot of people getting smoked on NVIDIA too, trying to short. They get smoked on NVIDIA because everyone wants to fill that gap, but we gotta be real careful because the price points are expensive on the contracts, and NVIDIA can move $40 in a day, you know, so it's just that volatile. But I did catch a move on NVIDIA short the other day. It was a short one. I did miss the major one that happened earlier in the week, but I did catch it from 425 and ran it down to about 416 and got out. It was about 100% play. Real nice. You know, a couple of folks in the group, you know, benefited off that as well. The only thing is it rebounded the same day and went to 430. So if I would have held it too long, I would have got smoked. And those contracts were about 265 a piece. So, you know, you can do the math on that. They can really chew you out. And NVIDIA, now look at this. That was literally just a couple days ago. And NVIDIA is sitting here at almost 470 now. So, you know, something to be careful with. But you got to, yeah, after earnings is really where it's got to happen. You know, you got to wait till earnings plays out, get that stuff out the way. If it's looking bad, jump in and just ride the wave down. I'll go deep out of the money and just get out of here, get it out. But I still regret way back. I did catch the move went back when we were at 260, which it wasn't even that long ago. And I did catch the move to 300, and I thought I did something with that. And then the day or two later, it ran to 4 something. So that sucked. So but that's the name of the game with NVIDIA. It's a crazy play. I think it's overvalued, but hey, that's what the stock market's about now. It's not even based on anything anymore. It's just speculation. But this is the overall pattern that everybody's been watching. It's now back into its bull channel. Just crazy. So everybody caught this move down from here, 436. It came down and bounced off of 404, which has been the major area. Shot back up. I caught this move here, partial, and now we're bouncing again, and here we go running back into the top of the bull channel, going into earnings. So it's this pattern is what I'm looking for. This ascending channel. That's really what everybody's watching. So it's back above the average, the mid range. It's possible this thing can go to 480, and then start to make its way back down if it doesn't just blow right through it. Oh yeah, AMD is just, I don't know. AMD is something, they just mess with AMD a lot. It's kind of sad. AMD is just like, I don't know. What's up with AMD? AMD had a very good earnings. It did really well. And it's sitting down in the low ones. You know, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's just the name of the company that does it. I guess NVIDIA has, you know, NVIDIA, like, yeah, whatever. AMD needs to change their name or something. So, but it seems to be doing some things. But yeah, this is a bullish stock. But that gap is what everybody's looking for, right there. Everybody wants a piece of this gap. If it loses, if it fails, and then man, that's a long way down. Let's take a look at AMD real quick, see how they're doing. Now that you brought them up, Divine. Yeah, AMD hit 126. I mean, this does look accumulative, but I don't know. Because it is bouncing. It bounced off a level of support that was created back here. So it does look like it's trying to do something in reverse from this point. But it needs to make a move. If it can get back into the 114 range, 110, 114 range, we could talk about it. But right now, it definitely got left behind. But it's in a good spot. It just can't fail here, this 100 range, because if it does, you know, it's a long way. It took a while to get up here. This trading range, it took a while to get in this location. If we lose that 100 mark, yeah, it's going to be back in that old range again. which is that, which it gets bad. All of this is the range I'm talking about. 100 is where it spent a lot of time back in 2021. Stayed in the 100 range up to about 160. Held there. Once it broke under, it took a long time to get back above. This is over a year and a half underneath the $100 range. So if it breaks back under 100, I expect this to be in a really bad location from a market standpoint. AMC still not doing nothing. 217, 213. But AMC is in optimal reversal zone, so if it's gonna make a move, it needs to hurry up. But they're still holding volume back. That was a steep drop today. It's got a 921 cross at the 5 minute, trying to make something happen. That's kind of far down. Which see on my hourly chart, if we get rejected at 320 on AMC, I said 280. Optimal reverse HOP is a harmonic optimal price, which is general area for reversal. It's gonna be down here. Ape will probably meet it, become very close to about that 265, so they'll meet somewhere in the twos, and from there they'll start to do their thing going into later dates. I don't see really anything else to jump into right now. So I'm just gonna watch, see how things play out for the rest of the day. This looks like it's gonna be a boring close. But I want to definitely see AMC get back above 320 and hold. That'd be nice. But if not, if it fails 320, it's coming back down 280. Yep. What you got, Patrick? Anything positive? Yeah, it looks like the tweet that you just sent me got deleted, Patrick. So see if there's a screenshot. See if he put it back up. It definitely is not showing. I was having a conversation with him the other day, trying to figure out what he was. You know, I had some TA put up, and he also had his, and we were just going back and forth. about what some thoughts are. But I don't see the link doesn't seem to be working. Looks like he might have deleted the post. Maybe second guessing a little bit. I don't know. But he's more of a fundamentals guy. You know, from a fundamental standpoint, he's learning. He's like more in the early stages of TD. I mean, he's doing really well. Don't get me wrong, but he's more in the early stages of TA. But he's using, now he wants to use Wyckoff, huh? Okay. All right, Avi. I see you. I see you, Avi. Hey, Natasha, what's going on? All right, so you got, let's see, very confused about the options going into the reverse split. I bought some 4 months ago for 450 calls, October, September. Yeah, I would get out of those options personally. Not financial advice, but they're gonna destroy those options. I would if you haven't already, I wouldn't hold any options going into the reverse split. They're just gonna destroy them. They'll be down very, very hard by the time the reverse split happens. Now, as far as exactly how it's going to happen, but you know, I can't tell you exactly what's going to play out and what the changeover is going to look like. But in terms of a crush, there's most likely going to be a crush on those options. But again, I can't really give financial advice. I'm just giving you based upon my own experiences, and I personally wouldn't hold them into the reverse split. As far as GME, still holding its levels even though AMC's down. Well, GME is a different case. We talked about it on last live stream last week, anyways, on Friday, I believe. GME is a different situation. It's in a downtrend, a heavy downtrend. But I see GME going to $17, and then from there, I still see it going to potentially even a little lower before it goes vertical. All right, when I say go vertical, I'm talking possibly going to $14, and the next thing you know, it's going to be at 40 the next day, like something crazy to that effect. Hey, sure, no problem, Natasha. Just definitely protect yourself on this thing, because these hedge funds, they're out for war. So whatever you can do, just be careful with them. If you're trim the positions, try to manage your risk as much as possible. And just be careful going in. I would look to reposition after the reverse split, after all the waters kind of calm down a little bit, and then you start to build your position from there. But it's a risk to hold them all the way through. I personally am out all of my AMC options as of Friday, and then luckily so, because look what happened today. Yeah, that was a big move off of nothing. Off of absolutely no news. I mean, we're used to getting 28% down moves when they drop, AMC news about Judge Zern and the court proceedings and things like that. But off of nothing, that has to tell you a lot. But yeah, it's that was a bummer just to see it happen that way so quickly. But I really believe that the move has been narrowed. The move that I'm expecting to see happen is just been shrunken down to a much smaller time frame because of the fact that we're getting closer and closer to the split. But at the same time, it's a sell in the news event. So it's a toss-up. It can kind of go any way. It can either be it's going to run prior to, or it's going to run up, and then after the dust has settled, they're going to push it back down again, reaccumulate for the next move, which is probably going to take us into the phases that I've been talking about on my videos, which are the springs, the SOS sign of strength, and so on, and the markup phase later on down the line. Now, like I said it a couple times, I'm still looking forward to start making that move by the end of September into the end of October. So, yeah, it's crime. It's crime, Natasha. I mean, it's crime at the highest level. These guys, that's how they do it. You gotta you stop losses, protect yourself, take your profits when you're up, cut your losers as fast as you can. You want me to take a look at AI? All right, let me, Alex, I'm gonna pull up AI real quick. Any big hopes for Ape? Well, Ape has to get above 222. I'm still holding that. If Ape gets above 222, I'm still seeing a possibility to get to 265. It has to break 240, obviously, but it's just so slow. It's being dragged out. It's probably going to be a last-minute thing. It probably right the day before the conversion, it's going to start to run. But for now, it's going to probably just hang around here for a little while because we're under some major EMAs. Major crosses have happened to the downside, 1348s, 921s to the downside, and we're just kind of bouncing off the just about the 200 moving average EMA on the 1 hour. It's going to take a while for it to build enough strength to start to pull back to the upside. So this is going to be a little bit. It's not going to be all in one day. Nvidia still slicing through the upside targets. Upside sellers have nothing left for Nvidia. Nvidia's going to 470 before the end of the day. Well, we got 15 minutes. It's very high up. An 8% day on Nvidia. Unbelievable. Nvidia is looking like the SPY right now, price-wise. Crazy. All right, let me look at AI for you, Alex. So AI, I mean, it might get a little bit of sympathy off of Nvidia. So that's a possibility. Let's see, AI right now is above $31, which is a major area to break above. Let's see if I got any targets on it. Oops, get that out of here. AI was a monster for a good period of time until we got to more recent days after losing that bull channel on a SPY. AI is broken above the smooth moving average. This looks like a sell. Could push 432 if it can hold here. Let's see, AI needs the 3220. So AI for upside move, I'm looking. I need AI to break the 50 moving average on the 3-hour chart to start to make a move towards 33. Don't mind the happy face in the corner there. That was just a target, which played out perfectly. Call a target in advance and put a happy face to make sure it hits it, and that worked out on AI. So, got to make fun out of this stuff when you can. It's just a show sometimes. Let's see here. Alright, so we got a deep crab pattern on AI. If AI can start getting some increased volume and start to break above 32.20 on a 3-hour chart, I can see it potentially pushing to 33.35, and that's going to be the target I'd be looking for, Alex. So if you want to take a look at that, make sure you're watching volume on the shorter time frames, but it's hunting right now to try to get a 921 cross on the 3-hour time frame, and that would be a confirmation for it to move. But definitely want to get above the 50 moving average, and I think it's going to be a sympathy play, a nice sympathy play going into Nvidia earnings. You know, it's in that same space. The QQQ has been pushing, so you know, you just need to be mindful of where that's all at. All right. AMC hitting 312, higher volume on that 5-minute candle right there. It's coming back down. Let me double check. Yeah, AMC is gonna. So John, being rejected here, not a good thing. Well, it depends how you look at it. So being rejected here, I needed to get above 320. If it's not gonna get above 320 and it does fail to get a higher high, I'm looking at 288 as the next target to the downside. And that's where I'm going to sweep the floor on these shares. My dog is already on sale. I have no problem selling him for a few more shares. He broke his bark collar, so, you know, right now he's on my nerves. So we'll see how that plays out. Hold on one second, guys. All right, so let me take a look at Divine. Nice job on catching the bottom on SPY, but just to answer your question, it's in my opinion, it's topping out. If it breaks through this order block, which I have sitting here between, it tops out at about 441.68. Right now, it already slapped into my target 2, price target 2, which is at 439.86, and it's being rejected. If it doesn't break through 439.86, I expect it to come back down to 433 at some point. So just to kind of you know, give you my 2 cents on that, that's where we're at. It might take a little while. This is the 1 hour chart, but I don't think 441 breaks so easily. You see we're getting rejected on the 4 hour chart. We're getting rejected on the 21 EMA. Until we break the 21 EMA on the 4 hour chart, I'm not convinced of the move yet. This is a very big upward move, but if you look at the volume, last week's volume was a lot more volume to the upside. In my opinion, this is not really enough volume that I've gotten this much of a response, and that just further leads me to believe that this move is all fluffed up by Nvidia. Like I mentioned, Nvidia, Tesla, and Meta. Those are the 3 stocks that are carrying the market at this point. Once those start to come back down, this pump is going to be over. There's nothing. This is a low volume push up. I mean, we do have upside targets. It is at a level of support, but I don't buy it until we break the 21 moving average on the 4 hour, which is sitting right now about 439.86, like I mentioned a minute ago. I would take some profit on the. I would take some profit on if you had your calls. I wouldn't test it here. I typically do the same profit moves or reductions all the time. I'm taking 10%, 20%. So let's say if I have 10 contracts, I'm taking my first one at 10%. Second contract, I'm trimming more, 20%. Third contract, 30%. I take my next ones at 50%. By that point, I'm out of half my position. I let the rest ride out. My position is now reduced, and I let the runners run after I make above 100%. From there, I'll trim from there. But that means my technical analysis was correct, and I'll let the move play out the rest of the way until I have no more contracts left. But you can always get that candle that just like wipes out all of your gains in one shot. It can happen at any point. News can come out, and next thing you know, you up 100%, and next thing you know, you're down 50%. So I'd rather be on the winning side, and I'd rather manage my risk. So I pass that knowledge on to anybody I talk to. Yeah, John, it did hold above 208. I bought shares at 208, just like I said I would. It held up. That was the midline of that bull channel we talked about earlier on 8, and that was the move. You know, I wanted to see that, and I got in. I bought a couple hundred shares of 8 just because. Just because. Now, is it gonna hold? I would like to see it hold. If it breaks, it's going down to that 190 mark or so we talked about earlier, and that would be crazy just to see that happen. But I don't know if there's any other news that's going on right now that caused this kind of a sell-off on AMC. It really doesn't make any sense to me. It does schematically, on the schematic side, because I was expecting a spring test, which I thought we did get the full spring test last week when I bought my calls, but it's a possibility that this is the actual spring test. So we'll see. If this is not it, then something else may have come out, some other news that I haven't caught yet. So it's a matter of finding out what that's about. I'll probably get more details on it. People are probably talking about it left and right on Twitter, and we'll see what's happening there. But that's the story right now. Yep, we did talk about that Team Rush. They got it. They had to feel some pain. And people that were sitting down there with their comfortable positions that bought at the $2 average, yeah, they're gonna get tested a little bit, and that's what we're getting right now. You know, they have to test their resolve, but that's okay. I'll buy at their resolve if they want to let go of them. At the end of the day, you can't hide the positive volume index or the OBV. You know, that's everyone knows about that one, but that positive volume index is further strengthens conviction. It's gonna take time. Just gonna take some time, and right now, time is if it's all you got. If you're down heavy, you know, you're not gonna sell at lows. Maybe you will. I don't know. That's up to you. But my schematics all say that we're still in good range as long as we're above 280. In my opinion, we're still within good range. This is a spring test move, which comes before the rebound. I was a little premature on it, but it's still a spring test move. It is an engulfing candle, but it does not mean that this thing cannot turn around. It is in a very tightly wound up location. If it breaks 208, in my opinion, it's going down to into the $2 and 190 area, which is the bottom of the bull channel. Bull channel we talked about a few minutes ago, a little earlier today, and that's where I'd be looking to potentially buy some more, because it's still in a bullish channel until the bull channel. If the bull channel breaks, that's a whole different story. But right now, it's still a bull channel until it's not. And right now, we're sitting in that bull channel at a major level of resistance and a major level of support, which is the midline of that bull channel. And this is the whole setup here. We tried to break it twice, we were rejected, so technically it's a double top. In some instances, you can call it a triple top, because we had a false run up one time during the last month, somewhere in July 10th. 1, 2, 3. So technically speaking, it hit that area 3 times and was rejected 3 times. So we're trying to break through this bull channel. Until that happens, and it hasn't yet, potentially downside to about the 185 being the bottom of the bull channel. There's support here at 190, some support at 205, at 208, which is what we talked about earlier. So the 205 is actually what hit, which is couple of support levels right in this area that were created earlier on in the last couple of months. So if we lose 205, 208, 205 again, I expect the $2 and 185, 190. Nah, I mean, Devon, look, it just comes down to, it's not really nerves of steel, it's just information and just understanding how these things move. You know, if I didn't learn these things, if I didn't put myself in a position to have some sort of knowledge about it, I'd probably be freaking out like 90% of the people that are doing so too. However, I put myself in a position to gain knowledge on this thing, and how the tactics of the Wall Street folks out there are doing things. You know, it's put me in a better position overall financially. It's put me in a better position emotionally, because you stop making emotional decisions, irrational decisions, and you put yourself in a position of power. And that's really all it's all about. So when you see things like this, I don't see loss, I see opportunity. You know, you take things that look, you know, helpless, and you look at that as a powerful position. That's how you create wealth opportunities, right? So you just have to be able to spot them out, and that's what this whole thing is about. Being able to recognize them when you see them. And that's the whole point of technical analysis. Now, there is corruption. I'm not going to say there's not corruption out there. There's not opportunities for illegal things to take place in the stock market. They do it all the time. However, at some point in time, all of that stuff starts to show itself up on the charts. Simple as that. But this is what I'm talking about as far as the moving averages. I'll show you that in a second here. I made a whole video about this a little while back. And news, do we get any news after hours? They pinned the price so hard. Yeah, they did pin it. I mean, that's... I have so many people watching AMC right now. It's unbelievable. Not just in the group, not just on YouTube, not just on... Everybody I know is watching this stock. You know, but it's just crazy how they pull off what they pull off. But they do it, and blatantly. We got 3 minutes left on the chart. We get some after hours action. I'll stick around for a few minutes to see if anything pops off, but we'll see. We got the... So this is the positive volume index, which basically just shows buying volume versus selling volume. This is basically when Ape started, all selling volume. However, there was buying happening simultaneously, pushing the price up while the price is being pushed down, shorted, illegally probably. However, we did finally get just recently in August 16th was the first time the positive volume index has crossed over to the upside, showing that the buyers that were still buying while the price is being pushed down have flipped to long positions and have pushed the price upwards. This is why you get this green changeover from red to green. Now we're starting a little bit of a downtrend. It looks like those buyers are looking to push the price down one more time. So we do have opportunity for it again, like I mentioned, to come down to the bottom of the bull channel. So will it bounce? It can. But as this shows us, this is still in bullish buying territory. The shorters are looking to go long here. And that's what this shows us on the 12-hour chart. Now, Ape is a little bit younger than AMC. That's why we're not going to have a full daily chart really created yet. But I'll show you AMC's. And you can be the judge of it just by what it looks like. It's either red or green. We've seen the OBV. Everyone's pretty aware of how OBV works by now, or what they've seen on the OBV chart. But this is the AMC chart. This is the AMC chart, and this is pretty much what it looks like. So I'll go ahead and get rid of this. Let's see. AMC. This is back since June 2020, all the way to now. There's been nothing but buying happening. Buying, 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 buying. This has been green the entire time. Never changed. Not once. Yes, do you have some situations where it comes down? Of course. But they're forcing the price down while buying it the entire time. This is all accumulation. It just looks, and it looks different than what the price action is showing. So at this particular point, the price is not real. I know you've heard that a couple times, but the price is just not real. It's going to take a little while for it to probably show up on the charts. They have to run through their gamut. They need to do whatever they need to do to hedge, but this is all I need to see. We've seen the OBV, I'm sure that one's going around for a long time, but that's the story. See, I think we just hit close of the day. We got 312 closing on AMC, negative 23% day. Ape closed today at 212, negative 6.6% day on Ape. Wow. Crazy, crazy, crazy time. Crazy day. SPY is up into the 440 range just about, but it got rejected. I expect SPY to start to come back down a little bit. Easily 437 level probably is going to be next up for SPY. So pay attention to the what happens in the post market. Also pay attention to what happens with futures. I'm thinking it's going to come down. However, Nvidia is a truck. It's already at 470 like we talked about. Nvidia definitely hit 470 today in one day. I mean, that was an impressive move by Nvidia, but yeah, Nvidia was just one of those stocks and you just don't mess with it. Almost a 9% move on the day. We started off the day at 440. We're up here at 470. Goodness gracious, Nvidia. Tesla pushed through. Started off the day at about 220, ran to about 231. Great close on Tesla. Very, very nice to the upside. So that's some room to the upside to about 232 before we start to consider that to be optimal range for reversal. So we'll see how it plays out into tomorrow. That's on a short time frames, about the 5 minute. There is some opportunity to still run a little harder, probably the 235 going into tomorrow, but we'll see how the blue chips do going in for the next couple of days and how the SPY could possibly hold up here. But nothing seems to be moving right now on the after hours. Just slight changes on AMC and 8. Got a couple more days left till this thing starts to get for real on these two stocks. So, or this one stock that's been split into two. So we'll keep our eyes peeled. You know, I'll post whatever I can as far as anything I'm seeing. I'm gonna see if I find any details on what caused this nasty 30% move down on AMC. If it's a schematic, if it's just a shakeout. Well, I'll take a look and see if any news is out there being put together. I'm pretty sure the Twitter waves is moving along and seeing what people are talking about. But overall, that's where we're at. I'm gonna see how things play out for the next couple of days. This thing is winding down quick. But that'll be it. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. You know, I appreciate you guys spending time here going through. I'm glad I'm able to answer any questions that pop up. You know, I'll be posting on Twitter more often. Follow me there if you're not already following me. All right, consider joining the Way Up Trading Group. I do a lot of trades. I post my entries and exits there. If you're looking to take some trades, I do one or two here on the website, on YouTube, but most of the details of exactly what I'm taking are in the Way Up Trading Group, just to be fair to the folks that are there. However, that's the move. We got the link in the description here, and also I believe it's tagged at the top of the chat, so check that out if you want to give it a shot. Free trial opportunity there. But we'll be back on this thing tomorrow. See if we can make some things happen there, and we'll catch you guys later. Appreciate you spending time with me today. All right, peace.